welcome. This is Solo's World. I am Sierra. This is actually my first video. So I will be doing tarot. I am a spiritual advisor, by the way, and I have all the clairs and somewhat, I would say, like a medium, like in a way. But I will be doing a pick a card reading. So this pick a card reading will be on love, okay? So I hope everybody enjoy my first video. Well, my first pick a card video. And I hope y'all enjoy. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you want to see next and request it. I'm here to listen. And let's go. So there's two piles. I need you to inhale, exhale. You got pile 1 and you got pile 2. So just let your intuition tell you which card to choose, and I will see you at pile 2. And well, pile 1 and pile 2. Let's go. Hello, pile 1. So we have the Page of Coins. I feel like you're going to be, from my feelings, I feel like you're going to be putting yourself out there. I feel like you're going to be open to love. And with the Queen of Coins, I feel like you're going to be living in your soft era. Your soft boy, girl era. I don't discriminate against gender, but you'll be living in that soft era where you're going to be taking care of yourself more spiritually, mentally, financially, and physically. With the Ace of Swords, I feel like a lot of blessings, a lot of things is going to come through. I feel like you're going to be working towards it. And that's what I'm getting from the Page of Coins. I feel like you're letting everything manifest. And with Judgment, I feel like you're going to, like I said before, you're going to allow yourself to love, to find love. You're going to make that judgment. And I feel like with the King of Staffs, you're going to be in charge. You're going to be in charge of that love that's going to come through. You're going to be in charge of giving that energy off and being open to date, being open and being vocal about what you want in a relationship when you do date. With the Knight of Swords, I do feel like I feel like someone's going to catch you by surprise. I feel like they're going to catch you by surprise. And with the Moon card, I feel like it's either someone that you've known before or somebody that people have probably it's probably a friend of whoever you may know. They've probably been in the conversation. They probably had mentioned them before, not all the time, things like that. I feel like somebody that you knew, that you know, but don't know like that, but you know of them. You know what I mean? With the 5 of Coins in reverse, I don't feel like you're gonna have that with the 5 of Coins, I do feel like you're going to be in a mode where you're not going to be thinking about your losses. You're not going to be thinking about who hurt what. You're not going to be in this hermit mode. You're not going to be like in that depression. You know, you're not going to let the past trouble you. I know I just said it. You're not going to let it trouble you. You're not going to let it put you in a standstill. You see how the King of Cups is right here in reverse, and then you have, like I was saying, you're in charge at the beginning, the King of Staffs. See, you're not going to be in this energy anymore. You're not going to be not in charge anymore. You're not going to be sitting around being hurt with the ten of swords. You're not going to be hurt, because what you're going to have is the Three of Cups. You're going to have longevity one day. You're going to have that. You're going to have someone that's going to take you serious, that's going to listen to you. With the Nine of Coins in reverse, I don't feel like you're going to be having somebody just around for what you have. You know what I mean? This is what I'm getting from the Six of Coins. And from the Queen of Cups, I feel like you're not going to be drained, and you're not going to have certain things like like, how can I say this? You know how some things can tend to take people can tend to drain us and take our stuff, like spiritually, and then, excuse me, confirmation. Y'all, when I yarn, confirmation. But they're not going to be taking you down and taking and swiping away the things that you cherish. Y'all, that's my Alexa commercial. But I don't feel like that's going to happen. They're not going to be taking from you. This person's not going to make you feel like this, the Queen of Swords in reverse, like you're not in your power. They're not going to shift you to, not move. You get what I'm saying? With the World in reverse, they're not going to do that. This person is going to listen to you. Like I said, you're going to be caught off guard with the Knight of Swords. You're going to be caught off guard. You're going to be like, dang, like, I didn't know they was going to be like that. So they, okay. Inside, and for the tea, we got inside scoop. A closer look, nosy, up in your business. You're going to have some people, like I said, from your past. You're not going to be feeling these feelings anymore. But the people from your past were, they were just trying to be in your business. They were just trying to, like I said, with the Queen of Cups in reverse, they're just trying to suck you dry. They're trying to take from you and not let things move for you because they didn't want you to. Divination abuser. I feel like with this card, I feel like this person either have tried to put something on you, or they have been watching you. You know what? I feel like they have been watching you, trying to get answers from a psychic or any spiritual advisor about you. That's why I got this inside scoop. It makes sense. They both go hand in hand. Mind you, only got 2 cards pulled from this. Like two cards came out with this. So I feel like, yeah, some people from the past don't want to let you go. They don't want to let you go. They want to see you suffer. They want to see you not move. They want your energy. But you are going to have that person in your life that's going to sweep you off your feet. They're not going to be perfect. Nope, not going to be perfect. But they're going to be good enough, and they're going to have a honest intentions for being with you. Courage. So these are your affirmations, by the way. Courage. My fear of rejection does not stop me from bravely going forward. And that resonated with what? That resonated when I told you that you're going to take that chance and you're going to be in charge. And that's that courage. That's that courage. Receptivity. I am open in my heart and mind and receiving blessings that I deserve. We just talked about it. We just talked about how people don't want to see you with anything, but you are going to, you're going to be like, whatever. I am going to live my life. I'm not dealing with the past. I told you, you're not going to be dealing with losses. You're not going to be dealing with losses. Nope. Good fortune. The universe provides me and my family with prospects for good fortune. You're going to have good fortune. You're going to have the things are going to turn around the way it's supposed to for you. It's waiting. It's ready to bust open and come to you and be like, here you go. Here you go. Worthiness. I feel worthy and have very special talents, and that will help me to achieve my dreams. Worthiness. Remember I told you, you're not gonna be selling it for loss. You're not, because you know your worth. You know what you need. You know what you don't want, and you know what you need in your life. You're not gonna sit up there and not have how can I say this? Manifest that. You're going to be like, I know what I want, I know what I deserve, and I know when it's coming to me. I know that feeling. I'm not gonna give up on love, but I'm not going to accept anything. Empowerment. I recognize and appreciate all that inspires me to feel empowered. There you go. That empowerment, what we were just talking about. You know what you want, what you don't want, and you're not going to accept anything. Grounding. I center and ground myself despite emotional upset around me. So you're going to be grounded, like I said before. You know what you want. You're not going to take these losses. Visualization. We just talked about this. We just talked about manifesting the things that you want and what you don't want. I make mental pictures of my goals and of my goals that are simple and to the point. That's right here. Support. I surround myself with supportive people who believe in my dreams. You will have you will be very selective of who you bring around you. That's why I say you're not going back in the past. You're not. Motivation. I am motivated, and motivated people help me to improve my finances. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have the life that, okay, the things that you deserve and the higher power God has been showing you, or just the feeling that he's been giving you, and the good things that you've been doing, you've been keeping your, trying to stay positive, trying to stay strong. He's watching. Higher power is watching. The universe is watching, and you're going to get all that motivation. Love is not just about, relationships. You are your first love. So when you build that for you, it's going to transcend to that energy, and it's going to give off in the universe. And that person is going to, they're going to come to you, and you're not going to, how can I say this? You're going to be like the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords. You're going to be like, wait a minute, like, I'm so used to those kind of people, but you are something different. But that sums up all that you needed to know, pile 1. So let's go over to pile 2. Pile number 2, we got the Empress card. I feel like it's the same as pile number 1. So if you feel like you're drawn to 1 and 2, make sure you go watch pile number one, okay? The reason why I say that is because the Empress card is giving feminine energy, you know? Feminine energy. It doesn't matter what gender. It doesn't matter. Men and women have feminine energy, so that's okay. So when I say feminine energy, I mean like you're allowing certain things to play its part the way it's supposed to. Your ego's not in it. Excuse me. You're just letting it flow. And you're exuding your energy. You're just letting it be known, you know? A lot of confidence is what I feel. With the Justice card, I feel like you're going to make decisions on whether you should pour into someone or not. With the Star in reverse is what I feel. And also with the Ten of Cups in reverse, like it's like, okay, I'm the Empress. I'm going to try to make balance with my love life. And I feel like with that, that's saying like, okay, I know what I want. I know what I don't want. See, it's similar to pile number one. And you're like, okay, I know what's worth building. I know what's worth pouring into. And I feel like with the Knight of Cups, that's confirmation. I told you when I yarn, that's confirmation. It sounds crazy, but it's true. But the Knight of Cups, I feel like someone's going to be making an offer. Someone's going to see your worth. I feel like in this situation, you're going to be in control. And not in a bad control. Like, you're going to be like, how can I say this? You're going to be in control of your emotions in a relationship. Confirmation. You're going to be in control of how you want to, okay, you're going to be in control of yourself. You're not just going to be about this person. You're still going to have control over you. You're still going to have control over your life. You're not going to make it just about them is what I'm saying. And with the Page of Staffs, I feel like in reverse, I feel like you are gonna, how can I say this? You're going to, I don't feel like you're gonna have your guard up. I feel like you're going to allow yourself to kind of see things for what it is and not just like, oh, I already know, you know. You're gonna just let it, like, let's say you're dating and you're like, okay, I already know you're full of this and that and that. Yeah, but it's like you're gonna kind of be trying to get confirmation but move slowly with this person to kind of see what you're feeling is that you're not gonna just be like that because of past hurt. You're going to be more with the Four of Cups, you're going to be more selective. Well, not selective, but you're going to be more you're going to be more conscious about and cautious about your not cautious, a little bit of cautious, but very conscious of who you're around, who you're meeting, and you're going to give them a chance to kind of introduce themselves, but in a way where they don't get too close to the point where you're getting too close, but it's like you're going to try to feel them out. You know what I mean? Your intuition is going to tell you yes or no, but you're still going to try to feel them out. You know what I mean? With the Hierophant, I feel like, yeah, That's going to be your thing. Oh, no. See, yarning again. But now, with the Hierophant, I feel like, yeah, you're going to kind of like make that mental. I feel like we have this mental thing where we're like, okay, we ask our other side in our head, or we just either ask our peers. It could be peers. Not even ask, but kind of, how can I say this? Either ask your peers about this person, or I feel like you're going to kind of like let the universe kind of come in and tell you what, and you're asking. You know what I mean? Some people tend to speak to God or the universe or whoever they believe in, and they'll ask for answers. They'll ask for answers, and they see those signs and the answers because they get it from the higher power. So this is what I'm feeling, and that's confirmation. But that comes from what I was saying. You're gonna have your guard, not have your guard down, but you're going to not be so what's the word? You're not gonna be so cringy or kind of be all strict. You're just gonna let it flow, but you're still gonna have that conscious where you're gonna be like, okay, I see that sign and that sign. Yeah, this person does not resonate with me. This person is not my person. So yeah, this is just not it. And I feel like with the Emperor, I feel like you're going to have more ground. You're going to be more grounded. You're going to be like, okay, I know what, I know the feeling. I know what is what. Over time, that's going to happen. But I do feel like for this pile, I don't feel like, I feel like you're going to meet somebody. But I feel like more down in the years, like when you're like, a little bit older, more older. I feel like you're gonna be dating, but it's like when you stop dating, it's like oh, this person pops up. With the Ten of Staffs in reverse, you're not holding all that trauma. You're not being strict on dating. You're just gonna, not being strict, but you're not gonna be so serious about every single thing. You're going to be wise. You're going to be cautious. You're going to be aware. But you're not going to be like, oh, this person ain't text me back in 5 minutes. Block. You know what I mean? But you're going to be aware of what type of person they is. You're going to watch, but you're also going to let things flow, is what I'm saying. Four of Staffs. I feel like there will, like I said, it will be a union. It will be a union. But I feel like all this is dating. Towards the end, that person, you're going to be like, oh, wow, we match up. It's going to be your person. That's where I'm getting all this from. It's like dating. Then towards the end, when you're not dating or when you're just over it with dating, this person is going to be like, come out of nowhere, and it's not going to be on a relationship level. It seems like it's going to be on a friendship level, and then it's just, you're like, wait a minute, because you didn't, not that you didn't have your guard up, but you didn't have your guard up. It's just more so you let things flow, and it's going to flow, and it's become a union with the Four of Staffs. I love it. Okay, let's get to your T cards. Okay, so we got love on the brain, dreaming, fantasizing, daydreaming, nostalgic. I feel like with that, you're going to be kind of, Excuse me. Oh. You want to be flowing. Good chemistry, great vibes, positive. I do feel like with the Four of Staffs with the union towards the end into you, yeah, I feel like that's confirmation towards the end. With this card, this is confirmation that you are towards your series of dating. You are going to find that, well, you and that person is going to have a natural bond and relationship. All right. But yeah, everything else kind of is like up and down. Exes. You just kind of finding you, letting go of the past, letting go of certain situations. Normal. Okay. Non-attachment, flow, patience, and honesty in friendship. So non-attachment, I am certain that I will reach my goal while letting go of how it will happen. So remember I was saying you were letting it flow when I showed the Page of Staffs. You're going to let things flow. And what card do we have? Flow. Double confirmation. Riches flow into my life in many ways and from many directions. You're going to be letting things flow. And then you're going to have patience. I am patient, persistent, and disciplined in pursuing my goals. You're going to be patient. You're just going to let things happen, but you're going to go in with discernment, but you're not going to be so uptight about everything. You know what I mean? But you're going to listen to your discernment when something doesn't feel right. You're going to be like, okay, it's not meant for me. Honesty, I am fair and honest, and that attracts fairness, honesty into my life. I feel like you're going to be balanced. I feel like you're going to know what is what and what, like I was just saying, what is not good for you and what is, and you're going to feel it and you're going to know to leave it alone. You're going to be honest with yourself. You're not going to be those who, trauma bond or, just type of kind of try to trauma bond and make it seem as if this is normal. Let's go through some struggle, love. No, you're not going to be doing that. You're going to be honest with yourself. You're going to be like, okay, this isn't for me. I'm going to move on. And towards the end, friendship. Special friends are there to help me and bring me strength during difficult times. So I feel like with the Four of Staffs and into you and friendship, like I said, it's going to be natural. It's going to be natural. And these are the last cards from each deck. And so this confirms that this person that you're going to meet is going to be after you go through your series of dating and knowing yourself and figuring out things for yourself and finding out whether you like certain things and being honest and living in your truth and being worthy of yourself and loving you and being very fluent about your do's and don'ts and just flowing with everything, just flowing. Well, that's all I have. Thank you so much for joining my pick a card. Like I said in the beginning, let me know if you want me to do different type of pick cards. Suggest some in the comments. I'll read them. Trust me, I'll read them. And thank you. And I hope that we can become a solo tribe and get to know each other and vibe with each other on my YouTube. And I was actually really nervous making this, but this is my calling and I love every bit of it because I love helping others So thank you for letting me take some of your time. Just know I'll be back. So thank you so much. Peace and love to you.